I want to talk about this. On Wednesday night, Jon Moxley took on Cope in a
Ugh.
street fight for the AEW World Championship. It was, I would say, better than their match at Revolution.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a spot in the match there where Cope pulls out Spike, the spiked bat or 2x4, and he goes and hits Mox with it in the ribs in the back per usual. No problem there. Then he suplexed Mox on the tax, on the bat, and the bat got stuck inside
Well,
Mox.
they were nails, wasn't it?
It was, yeah, it was a spiked bat of nails. And it got inside of Mox. And I said I didn't have a lemon this week. This was going to be my lemon because of the sheer reaction I had when watching it. Sarah, I've never had a reaction like that to watching wrestling. I couldn't keep my eyes off it. I was squirming. I that like that got a reaction out of me that I questioned hardcore wrestling, my love for it. I mean, for a second, I couldn't tell if it was too much. I didn't, what all this. And that's why I compare it to ECW because they're doing shit like this. ECW was doing their own version of this back in the 90s, and that's what set them apart. This is what's setting them apart from the TNAs and
This is
WWE and
one
all that.
guy, though.
But Mox, it's the dedication. He's hardcore. He loves hardcore. So I respect it. It's a different type of wrestling. It's the deathmatch style, which it's part of pro wrestling. I just still can't get over that the man drove 11 hours because there was a blizzard. It fucked up a lot of the roster's travel plans, including his. So he had to drive 11 hours, and he drove 11 hours to get suplex onto a spiked bat full of nails that got in. And they went to pull it off,
I know.
and Wheeler couldn't do it.
I know.
And Mox looked over at him and just goes, "Do the spot. Just do the spot." And the ref pulled up. It was one of the most wild moments I've ever watched live watching wrestling.
I just think it's unnecessary. And I've said this before about some of the things like Hangman and Swerve with the needle. Like there's just certain things that like you don't have to go there. You know what I mean? Like bringing the bat out and swinging it on Moxley. There we go. Like you got
It
it.
did a job. It
And
that's
we
the
didn't need
job.
to.
We
Well,
got
because
it.
the thing is it starts to get to a level where you're actually risking somebody's like health. You know
Oh,
what I
that's
mean?
what. Yeah.
That's the thing that I'm saying. Like, it's just for shock value at that point. You can still get a shocking reaction, like with Cope swinging the bat on him. That is totally fine. We just saw it with Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn with the barbed wire wrapped steel chairs. They kept hitting each other and landing on it. It did the same job that they were trying
Yeah.
to accomplish in this match, but we didn't have to risk like whatever could happen to Moxley's back or like if
Or
like
it could go
what if
through
those
his back
went
and his lungs.
yeah,
His
that's what I'm
lungs.
saying. Is that necessary?
That's where
No.
that's where I drew it. That's where I actually started to draw my moral line. It's so weird. I
Yeah.
have never like felt this before watching a hardcore match.
Mhm.
But when you have a moment like that happen, and it's a different from going through a table or going through a ladder. This is a spiked nail that's going inside of you, and you don't know what it's going to do once it gets in there. He's very lucky that it didn't hit his lung or
Well, cuz look what
puncture something that he could
JD
bleed
McDonough
out.
all
Oh
JD
my
McDonough
god.
did was hit his back hit the side of the table. That broke ribs and punctured his lungs. Moxley is taking a bump, a big bump on top of a bed of nails essentially. And we're supposed to be surprised that they got lodged in his back?
Yeah,
Like
and the way he took, like, it was, I have seen some fucked up shit in my 25 years of watching wrestling. That is up there with probably the number one.
yeah,
Probably.
I just don't think I don't know. These are the things that it's like, all right, I get it. Moxley agreed to do it or pitched it, who knows. Copeland, because I refuse to call that man that other name, he agreed to do it, but it feels like we need some checks and balances because these are the types of things that we
That's
just
why we
don't
have
need to
production
see.
meetings.
It's too, because I was seeing so many people react to it negatively, and people who are even like super into Moxley and the stuff he does. Those are people who are also being like, "What the fuck?" And that's when you know
Right fucking here.
that's when you know you went
Sara,
too far. When people who
Sara,
have been super, that's what I'm saying. I
I
saw
love.
more. So
Yeah,
it's
like
like people who even really like the extreme, the hardcore, even like if we're talking, if again using the word super niche stuff that Moxley does, they were even like, ooh, even I'm like, ooh, and that to me is like, okay, if you impact me or a fan like me in that way, who cares? Because I don't enjoy this kind of stuff anyway. But when you start impacting the people that actually sit there and want to see this stuff, that's when you know you made a mistake because you're going to lose those people if you keep doing stuff like this. So I don't know. I think someone just needs to rein Moxley in a little bit.
Oh
Someone
my
needs to
god.
kind of be like, all right, let's do something crazy, but you don't got to do that.